Good afternoon or evening or morning, whenever you're watching this. Welcome to this restorative fascia release class. This evening, we're gonna get started laying on our backs. And once you're there, find yourself in a comfortable position and then I will get us started. But if you want some music, I have some music for you. It is in the chat box, or if you are watching the recording, you can come to me and ask for it. Or else you could just play whatever you want or just do this in silence. But if you have your music ready to go, go ahead and hit play. And now we're gonna go lay on our backs. Once you are on your back, let your legs go out long, let your arms stretch up overhead. Take a nice big stretch from the fingers down to the toes. If anything starts to cramp up, like my lats are starting to cramp up, just let it go. Don't do it. Don't stretch that far. Remember, those are signs. If you've been in my classes, those are signs when things start to cramp or feel tingly or painful. You just don't do it. Just go to your edge. And then once you find your arms up overhead with your legs long, just start to walk your feet over to the right of your mat, but keep your bottom where it is. And then your left leg, your left foot can cross over the right. And then your arms, you'll start to shimmy the shoulders over to the right. So you're creating a C curve. So you're gonna feel this nice long stretch along the left side of your body. But again, only go to the point at which you are at your edge, where you don't feel pain, you don't feel tingling, you don't feel cramping, you don't feel any sort of burning sensation or numbing. You just feel a sensation, a lengthening through the side. And then with your hands, if you want to grab your left wrist with your right hand and tug it slightly to give you a nice long stretch, go ahead and do that. Make sure that your shoulder blades are both down on the ground. They are glued. You're not doing any sort of lifting the left shoulder off of the mat or anything. And then your bottom is also glued to the mat. So you are fully open towards the ceiling or the sky. And then if it feels okay to close the eyes, go ahead and do that, or just find a softened gaze up at the ceiling, or just unleash the brow. Let the brow go. Let the jaw go. If you have your tongue at the roof of your mouth, go ahead and release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Keep the mouth closed. Soften through the neck and shoulders here as much as you can. If you feel any sort of tightening or gripping, imagine that you're breathing into those spaces to release and let go. Your hand that is holding the wrist, loosen the fingers a little bit. You don't have to completely grip it. Your feet, if they're completely flexed, if you're flexing your ankle, go ahead and unflex it. Let the toes kind of just fall. Let the foot fall. During this practice, we are here to let go, to release. And that might not just be physically. The fascia, the connective tissue in the body, the tissue that connects everything. Sometimes it gets tense. Sometimes we have little knots. Sometimes we feel in certain places that we didn't realize were tight. And it's interesting because it is because of emotional tension, mental pressure, all those kinds of things actually put tension physically in the body. And so this practice releases physically, emotionally, mentally. So as you remind your body to relax, through your breath, deep breathing to the belly and out. Through the thoughts, letting your thoughts go to, I'm relaxing, or maybe you want to invite in gratitude or a sense of well-being or safety or security. Invite those thoughts in. And anything that might not be serving you, stress, anxiety, other things that might be keeping you from relaxation. Imagine yourself breathing in those affirmations and breathing out the stresses, the anxieties, the negativity. Invite in softness. Grace. Kindness. Gentleness. Let it go. The key to this practice is time. Time in the pose. It's not intensity. We're not going for pain. We're not going for any of that. If you start to feel any sort of really intense sensation, just back out of it. I just did. It's starting to feel tense for me, and so I uncross my legs, and that's an option. You can do that. Come back to your breath. Unfurl the brow. And let's breathe about 5 more deep belly breaths. And at this time, start to, if your legs are crossed, uncross them and walk the feet back to the center. Shimmy your shoulders back to the middle. And then hug your knees into the chest. So first bend your knees, plant your feet, maybe pause there for a moment. Notice all of the sensation settling back in. And then bring your knees in, wrap your arms around them, and just windshield wipe the legs side to side, or take some hip circles, or rock side to side, holding it where it might feel good. You can give yourself some ankle circles, wiggle the toes. And then we're going to take this to the other side. So extend yourself long again. And then shimmy your shoulders over to the left. Send those legs over to the left bottom corner of your mat. If you would like, you can cross the right foot over the left. You can grab the right wrist with your left hand. Reminder to keep your shoulders down on the ground. Your butt is glued to the ground as well. The hips are open. You're not rolling onto that left side. And let go of your brow, let go of your jaw, let go of the shoulders. Soften the face, soften the shoulders, soften everything. Lips are pursed together. Tongue is dropping away from the roof of the mouth. And you're breathing to the belly. Not straining your breath, let it be natural, but also let it be deep. And over time, allow the body to melt into the ground beneath you. A reminder about the intensity. If it feels intense, you back out of it. You just go to your edge. Let's take about 5 more breaths on this side. 5 deep belly breaths. On that last breath, start to, if you have your legs crossed, uncross them. And then you can let go of your wrist if you're holding on. Shimmy your shoulders back to the center, bring your legs back to center. Gently bend the legs in. Oh, take your time. If you're moaning and groaning, that's totally part of the practice. Hug your knees in, but very slowly. Oh my. And massage that low back on the floor by swaying side to side. Maybe you take some hip circles. You can take some ankle circles, wiggle the toes. And then we're gonna take a twist now. So send your legs over to the right. Open your arms to a T. If you want to, if you have a pillow or a blanket or yoga blocks nearby, you can actually leave that pillow over to your right side. So when your knees fall over the right, your top leg, if you want to extend it, it can fall on top of that prop. So use the prop to support the top leg. Okay, and then you can, if you want to shift your hips to the center of your mat, that way you stack your hips. So your left hip is on top of the right hip and your shoulders are open. Open your arms to a T, gazing either up at the ceiling or you can look over to the left hand. And then think to yourself, I am relaxing. I am letting go because I am safe and I am held. And after 2 to 3 more breaths on the side, you're going to bend that top leg in, guide your knees back to the center. Roll from side to side. And then we're not exactly going to the other side quite yet. We're actually going to do what's called a half saddle. And so for this one, you're going to roll yourself up gently. So you're going to just rock your knees forward and back, rock your knees forward and back, rock your knees forward and back until you come up to a seat. It's so dark in here, you can't even see me. I will turn the lights on in a moment. All right, well, it's like a party in here. Okay, so the pillow or prop that you have, make sure it's long that you can lay back on it. And the short end is up against your back. Your left leg is gonna, or your right leg's gonna be long, your left leg's gonna be bent. You're gonna bend it to the outside of your leg. So this might be sufficient for you. You're gonna lean back. Maybe you just lean back on your hands. This is variation 1. Variation 2, you take it back a little further. Maybe you bend your elbows and you still are on your hands. You might even stack a little bit more pillows here. And variation 3 is you lean all the way back on that pillow. And once you're there, open your arms wide, let the palms face the ceiling, and keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. A little quadricep opening through the hip flexor. And then send your breath to your hips, send your breath to your thighs. Maybe you're even feeling it open through the abdominals and the chest. And breathe. And let's take a couple more breaths here. And then start to very slowly guide yourself up. So chin to the chest, bring your elbows underneath you first if you're all the way on your back. Coming up on your hands. If you're on your hands, just sit yourself up tall. And then shift onto your right hip so that you can release that left leg long in front. Bounce out your legs. Maybe give yourself some love taps. That's what I like to call them. And then we'll do this now on the other side. So you're going to take that right leg. So you're going to shift over to your left. Take that right leg, bend it in. And your heel is outside of the hip. And sit back down so that your sits bones, that bottom of your pelvis, is at the floor. And then start to lean back. So maybe you're on your hands for variation 1. Maybe you bend the elbows, come down a little bit more for variation 2. Maybe you come down all the way to your elbows. Or variation 3 is all the way on your pillow that you have behind you. Now some of you, and I didn't mention for the first side, but some of you might actually be able to come all the way to the floor. But again, I want to reiterate that this is not about intensity. This is about restoration and recovery. And so in order to do that, having the support of pillows, of props, is essential. We want to allow time to do the work for us. not necessarily intensity. Intensity is actually going to do the opposite of what we want. We want the body to know that it's time to relax. And intensity actually turns on the accelerator of your nervous system. And we want to turn on the brakes of the nervous system, the rest and digest. So we support the body so that the body can feel safe to release. We'll take 2 more breaths on this side. And on this last breath, gently start to tuck the chin into the chest as you rise up. First on the elbows, then up onto the hands. Shifting onto your left hip to release the right leg out in front. You can bounce it out. And then move that pillow over to the left side and start to guide yourself to your back. So hug your knees into your chest and roll back. And once you're on your back, just roll forward and back slightly, and then roll side to side. Then you're gonna extend the left leg long and bring the right leg over. Actually, you can bring both legs in, sorry. So then you're gonna let your knees fall over to the left. So you're gonna shift your hips over so that your hips are stacked. Your right hip is over the left hip. Top leg is gonna go long on top of the props that you have. Bottom leg can stay bent, or you can extend it if you want to. Shoulder blades stay on the ground, arms are open to a T, and then you can either look up at the ceiling or look over to the right hand. Slowly start to send your gaze to the ceiling if it's not there already. That top leg can bend in and actually start to roll over to your side and then over onto all fours. We're actually going to end the practice in a supported child's pose. So from this all fours position, go ahead and take your pillow or props, set them underneath you, widen the knees to the width of the mat, bring the big toes to touch, send the hips back to the heels, and then start to lay the body on top of your pillow. Your forehead can either be on the mat or you can bring one cheek or the other cheek to the mat. That's up to you. And once you have your position here, let the arms just be where they are. They can be out in front. Just relax them and breathe. If you have one cheek, you can switch sides of your cheek. And start to invite a deep breath in and out. Start to walk your hands in towards the body, guiding yourself to a kneeling seat. Press your pillow off to the side. And then you can stay in a kneel or you can cross your legs in front of you. Your hands can be in your lap or you can bring them to your heart. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me this evening or this day or whenever you're practicing. The light in me loves and honors the light in you. Namaste.